Imagine this. You're 5 years old, sitting alone at a table, a single marshmallow right in front of you. The room is silent. An adult smiles and says, "You can eat it now. Or if you wait, I'll give you 2. Sounds like a cute experiment, right? Wrong. Because this test was used to predict your entire future, your grades, your health, your income, your relationships, even your chances of addiction. And for decades, the world believed one brutal message: if you can wait, you will win. But here's the terrifying truth. The Marshmallow Test wasn't about self-control. It was about something darker, something that explains why some people succeed even when you work harder than them. And once you understand it, you'll never look at success the same way again. Chapter 1, the success formula everyone worshipped. For decades, scientists obsessed over one question: who succeeds and why? And they thought they found the answer. A psychologist named Walter Mischel created what became one of the most famous experiments in history, the Marshmallow Test. Here's how it worked. A child walks into a room, 4 years old, 5 years old. You talk to them calmly. Then you stand up and say, "I'll be back in a few minutes." And you place one marshmallow on the table. "You can eat it now. But if I come back and it's still there, you get 2. Then you leave. And behind a one-way mirror, the scientist watches the battle begin. The child looks at it, looks away, touches it, pulls back. Some kids cover their eyes, some sing to themselves, some shake their legs like they're holding back a storm, and some kids, they grab it instantly. One bite, it's over. Now, here's what made the experiment famous. Mischel tracked these kids for years, and what he found shocked the world. The kids who waited had higher grades, better careers, more stable relationships, less addiction, less crime, better health. They even had better teeth. So the world created a religion out of it. Success equals delayed gratification. Success equals discipline. Success equals self-control. And schools loved it because it was simple. Just teach kids discipline and everyone wins, right? Not exactly. Chapter 2, the Holy Trinity of Success and why it felt perfect. Then science introduced more answers. One researcher says it's mindset. Carol Dweck. 2 types of people. A growth mindset fails and says, "This is feedback. I'll improve. I'll try again." A fixed mindset fails and says, "I'm not good enough. I quit." So success became resilience. Then came the next answer. Not just hard work, but deliberate practice. Winners don't practice longer. They practice smarter. They attack weaknesses. They ask, "What am I bad at? What's my next step? How do I improve the plan?" So now we had the Holy Trinity: self-control, resilience, deliberate practice. And it felt like the mystery was solved. Like success was a recipe. Follow the steps and you win. But then reality destroyed the fantasy. Chapter 3, the moment everything breaks. Here's what happened next. Educators tried to teach these skills to struggling students. They taught discipline. Nothing changed. They taught resilience. Nothing changed. They taught self-improvement strategies. Still nothing. And that's when the uncomfortable rule appears. Correlation does not equal causation. Just because successful people have discipline doesn't mean discipline created their success. Example. A lot of successful people wake up at 4 a.m., but waking up at 4 a.m. doesn't guarantee anything. Sometimes success creates discipline. Success creates confidence. Success creates momentum. Success creates self-control. So the question becomes darker. If discipline isn't the real cause, then what is? What actually decides who wins and who doesn't? And that's when the real pattern shows up. Chapter 4, the pattern nobody wants to admit. Here's the brutal truth. Rich kids are far more likely to succeed than poor kids. And the deeper you study it, the more disturbing it gets. Because sometimes school doesn't even matter as much as we want to believe. If your parents are rich, your odds are already high. If your parents are poor, your odds drop massively. So what's the difference? It's not talent. It's not effort. It's not wanting it more. It's the environment. The training program you were raised in from day one. And once you see that, you realize something terrifying. The Marshmallow Test was never really a discipline test. It was a trust test. Chapter 5, Parenting, the invisible training program. There are many differences between rich and poor families, but 3 forces matter the most. 3 invisible forces that shape the child's brain before the child even understands life. 1. Vocabulary. Rich parents speak more, longer sentences, more words, more explanation. Poor parents speak less, short commands. Yes, no, stop, go away. And this isn't about intelligence, it's about input. Language builds thinking. Thinking builds strategy. Strategy builds options. 2. Attitude. A rich kid makes a mistake, touches a hot stove. The parent says, "You made a mistake, it's okay. Let me explain why that hurts." That pain protects you. So the child learns, mistakes are survivable. Adults guide me. The world is safe enough to explore. A poor kid makes the same mistake, touches the stove. The parent says, "Don't you ever do that again, or I'll punish you." So the child learns, the world is dangerous. Authority is scary. Stress is normal. And this follows the child into school. A rich kid walks into class thinking, the teacher is my ally. So they ask questions. They interact. They build confidence. A poor kid walks in stressed, afraid to speak, afraid to be wrong, and the teacher senses the fear and labels them as a problem. And now the child is trapped inside a story they never chose. 3. Stability. This one is the killer. Rich parents can keep promises. We're going next week. And next week, it happens. We'll buy it. And it happens. Poor parents want to keep promises, but money destroys plans. We'll go next week. Then next week comes, sorry, we can't. So what does the child learn? Rich child learns. Waiting pays. The future is real. The world keeps its word. Poor child learns, the world disappoints you. Waiting is risky. The future might be a lie. And now, we return to the marshmallow. Chapter 6, the twist. The Marshmallow Test was misunderstood. Here's the twist. The Marshmallow Test was not about self-control. It was about trust. If you trust the adult will come back, waiting is smart. But if your life taught you, people don't keep promises. Waiting is stupid. So when a poor child eats the marshmallow instantly, that child is not weak. That child is not dumb. That child is rational, because in their world, the second marshmallow often never comes. And that's when you realize something that changes everything. A lot of what we call discipline is really just stability. A lot of what we call mindset is really just safety. If you're rich, failure is a lesson. If you're poor, failure is a warning. If you're rich, you can take risks because someone will catch you. If you're poor, one big mistake can ruin your entire life. So no, poor kids aren't broken. They're adapting. They're surviving. And now we reach the hardest truth. Success is not only individual. Success is systemic. Chapter 7, the game board you were born into. Society is a hierarchy, and inside that hierarchy, there are 2 completely different worlds. The rich world and the poor world. If you're poor, you survive by obeying authority. Police, boss, rules. Keep your head down. Don't challenge power, because challenging power can destroy you. But if you're rich, you win by negotiating authority. You debate, you argue, you influence. You don't just accept outcomes, you negotiate outcomes. So from day one, rich kids grow up learning, I can bend the game. Poor kids grow up learning, I must survive the game. 2 different games, same society, different reality. Chapter 8. Can you escape? Yes, but it costs something. So the question becomes, can poor people ever win? Yes, but it usually requires 3 things. 1, you must take risks. 2, you must leave comfort zones, sometimes even leave your community. And 3, you need luck. But here's the part nobody tells you. Luck isn't just coincidence. Luck can be strategy. You position yourself where luck can happen. You step into systems where effort is actually rewarded. Because hard work is real, but it only counts in the right environment. So if you ever felt like you work harder than everyone, you read the books, you fix your mindset, you try to stay disciplined, and life still feels unfair, you're not crazy, you're not broken, you're not lazy. You're playing a game that was rigged before you even knew the rules. But here's the powerful part. Once you understand the game, you stop wasting energy on shame, and you start making moves that actually matter. Not just habits, but strategy. Because success isn't only about improving improving yourself. It's about upgrading your position. So remember this sentence. Don't just improve yourself, improve your position. And if you want the next video, where I break down exactly how to upgrade your position, how to strategically increase your luck, and how to escape your starting level, subscribe, because that one might change your entire life.